In 1967, a young woman stepped off a Greyhound bus in Nashville clutching just $20 and a stack of songs rejected by every publisher in town. Her high-pitched voice, flamboyant appearance, and big blonde hair drew laughter from executives who told her she didn't have a future in country music. Yet, this same woman would rise to become one of the most iconic figures in American culture. Over decades, she would write more than 3,000 songs, build a business empire worth hundreds of millions, and touch millions of hearts worldwide. Her journey was one of relentless ambition, creative brilliance, and fierce determination. But behind the sequins, wigs, and radiant smile lay a story of struggle, personal loss, and battles fought quietly, revealing that even superstardom comes at a profound cost. This is the story of how she turned rejection into resilience and became a symbol of hope. Born into poverty, a childhood of scarcity and struggle. Dolly Parton was born on January 19, 1946, in a tiny one-room cabin in Locust Ridge, Tennessee, deep in the Great Smoky Mountains. She was the fourth of 12 children in a family where poverty wasn't an occasional challenge. It was the very fabric of daily life. Her father, Robert Lee Parton, labored long days in the tobacco fields, hands calloused and often bleeding. Her mother, Avie Lee, sang hymns and folk songs, offering comfort and joy despite empty cupboards. The cabin had no electricity, no running water, and winters were brutal. Children slept side by side under patched quilts, their breaths visible in the cold morning ear. Hunger and deprivation were constant companions, but so was love. Music became the family's refuge, their way of turning scarcity into something beautiful. From this humble beginning, Dolly developed a work ethic and resilience that would guide her through a lifetime of challenges. The humiliation of being different. At school, growing up poor came with a social cost. At school, Dolly was immediately recognizable as the girl in homemade dresses, her shoes threadbare. Classmates mocked her relentlessly, calling her names and excluding her from activities. The humiliation cut deep, embedding a sense of being less than into her young psyche. Teachers offered little protection, leaving Dolly to navigate the sting of exclusion on her own. Yet even in this environment, she found solace in music. Singing became her refuge, a private world where she could shine regardless of her family's financial situation. The contrast between her poverty and her peers' affluence fueled both pain and ambition. Dolly vowed she would not remain invisible. That sense of otherness became a powerful motivator, driving her to develop a voice and a presence that could not be ignored. Her early shame would later become the backbone of her empathy and artistic depth. The first spark, a voice too big for the mountains. Music was woven into every part of Dolly's early life. Her mother sang Appalachian ballads over the wood stove, and her grandfather's sermons echoed through Pentecostal hymns. By age 7, Dolly was composing her own songs on scraps of paper, and by 10, she performed regularly on local radio stations in Knoxville. At 13, she made her debut on the Grand Ole Opry stage in a homemade dress, trembling but determined. Applause washed over her, yet poverty remained an unyielding shadow. Nights were often just cornbread and beans, and her father bore the weight of feeding 12 hungry mouths. Still, Dolly dreamed beyond the mountains. Music became her passport out of hardship. Escape. It was her identity. She learned early that talent alone wasn't enough. It had to be paired with grit, perseverance, and the courage to confront the world beyond her cabin's wooden walls, leaving home Nashville dreams and harsh realities. In 1964, immediately after high school, Dolly left her mountain home for Nashville, carrying a cardboard suitcase, a guitar, $120. She believed that talent alone would open doors, but Nashville's music industry was a harsh proving ground. The city was full of hopefuls, many of whom were swallowed up by rejection. Dolly lived in a tiny, roach-infested apartment surviving on stolen ketchup packets, careers, and free meals she could scrounge. Executives dismissed her voice as too high, her accent too rural, her image too flamboyant. Hunger and deprivation followed her, echoing the childhood she had tried to escape. She knocked on doors of every record label and radio station, only to be turned away repeatedly. The sting of rejection was familiar, reminiscent of her school years, yet she persisted. Each no became a stesker stepped out, a mindchiu isiu paskersau, somstau you were in mine, rather than a barrier, shaping a resilience that would define her career. First success and early struggles. Monument Records. In 1966, Monument Records offered Dolly a contract, a small breakthrough in an otherwise bleak landscape. The deal was restrictive, low-paying, and controlled nearly every aspect of her music. Her first single, Dumb Blonde, released in 1967, climbed to number 24 on the country charts, putting her name on the map. But the path to recognition came at a personal cost. Monument pressured her to dilute her country roots for pop appeal, stripping away authenticity. She recorded songs she didn't fully believe in and posed for images that felt more like marketing than artistry. Financial struggles persisted. The label profited while Dolly continued scraping by. Still, her talent could not be contained. Each small victory was hard-won, proving that persistence mattered as much as raw skill. These early experiences laid the foundation for her insistence on creative control and business acumen later in her career. Porter Wagoner, Opportunity and Compromise. Just as doubt threatened to overwhelm her, Dolly's career took a dramatic turn. Country star Porter Wagoner invited her to co-host his syndicated television show. The offer promised national exposure, a steady income, and a chance to showcase her talent. Yet the opportunity came with strings attached. Porter controlled her career, oversaw her recording sessions, and dictated which songs she could perform. Dolly found herself caught between gratitude and frustration. She was his co-star, but also, in many ways, his property. Their professional partnership became a source of tension, and she often felt her identity shrinking under the weight of external control. Still, the show elevated her visibility and set the stage for her eventual breakout. It also taught her a crucial lesson. Success without autonomy can feel like gilded captivity, and true achievement requires reclaiming control. I Will Always Love You, a song of liberation. Years of professional constraint could not silence Dolly's songwriting. Late nights in her small apartment became moments of personal freedom, where she poured her struggles into music. One song in particular became a turning point, I Will Always Love You, written as a farewell to Porter Wagoner. After 7 years of tension and compromise, Dolly confronted her mentor, singing the song in his office. Porter listened silently, moved but reluctant to let her go. She paid a settlement to end the partnership, borrowing money to regain creative freedom. The experience demonstrated her courage and determination. Success, she realized, came at a price, but the cost of staying in a controlling situation would have been higher. The song became a symbol of artistic and personal liberation, showing that sometimes stepping away from security is the only way to truly thrive. The rise of a superstar. With her independence regained, Dolly's career skyrocketed. I Will Always Love You topped the country charts, establishing her as a formidable force. Over the next decade, she released a string of iconic hits. Jolene showcased her narrative genius, blending haunting lyrics with emotional depth. Here You Come Again proved her versatility, allowing her to cross into pop while maintaining her country roots. 9 to 5, written for the film in which she starred, became both a chart-topping hit and a rallying cry for working Americans. Dolly's music resonated across genres and generations, proving her ability to transform personal experience into universal storytelling. She became a cultural touchstone, admired not only for her talent, but for the resilience and authenticity that permeated every note and lyric she delivered. Building an empire, Dollywood, and creative control. Dolly's ambitions extended far beyond music. By the 1980s, she had launched her own production company, asserting control over her recordings, image, and business ventures. She was among the first female country artists to own her masters, a decision that would eventually secure her financial independence. In 1986, she fulfilled a lifelong dream by opening Dollywood, a theme park near her childhood home. Critics dismissed it as a vanity project, but Dolly understood its deeper significance. Dollywood offered visitors a chance to connect with her story and the mountains that shaped her. It became a major employer in the region and a symbol of giving back. Through music, business, and philanthropy, Dolly demonstrated that her success was not just personal, it could create opportunities and inspire communities. The hidden costs of fame. Even as Dolly's public life flourished, private challenges persisted. Fame brought exhaustion, relentless schedules, and a loss of privacy. She was everywhere: concerts, television, magazine covers, but the pressure was constant. Her childhood wounds, years of professional compromise, and battles with mentors in the industry remained. With her hidi ai ki churi dai, when chi ai boni berbertai, glory tai ti rhinestones. Physical and emotional strain accompanied the relentless pursuit of excellence. Sleep was often sacrificed to meet expectations, while fear of fading relevance fueled a constant drive. Despite the public image of joy and glamour,